Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Dr. Ron Suarez, and I am here on behalf of the Broadband Institute, DBA AltGov AI. I want to start with a simple but powerful question. Who owns your community's digital future? Right now, the honest answer for most cities, including Alameda, is someone else does. Tech giants in Seattle, Dublin, and Virginia control the servers, set the prices, extract the profits, and leave your community with the electricity bill. Today, I'm going to show you a different path, one where Alameda Point, this incredible underutilized asset sitting right here in our city, becomes America's first community-owned 100% renewable-powered micro data center hub. By the end of this presentation, I'll be asking you to take one concrete action that puts the digital future of Alameda back into the hands of Alameda's people. Let's get started, and you can adapt this for your community. The problem is that centralized data does not equate to benefits for the community, your community in particular. Centralized hyperscale drains 176 terawatt hours, while 21 million lack access. We must align infrastructure with community benefit. The current paradigm shift requires a mind shift. So we need to understand what is a micro data center. So what exactly are we proposing? A micro data center is not a miniature version of a hyperscale Amazon or Google facility. It's an entirely different paradigm. Instead of one massive facility consuming gigawatts of power in a remote location, we distribute smaller modular compute nodes directly into communities, each one powered by local renewable energy. Think of it like the difference between one giant power plant sending electricity hundreds of miles through lossy transmission lines versus rooftop solar generating power right where it's needed. The benefits are compounding. When you eliminate transmission losses, you cut latency for local users, you generate local jobs, and you keep economic value circulating in the community rather than flowing to out-of-state tech giants. At Alameda Point, we can start with a 250 kilowatt to 1 megawatt pilot and scale modularly from there, matching growth to community demand and available renewable energy capacity. The environmental case considers carbon, water, and land. Moving to impact, 100% renewable micro data centers eliminate carbon, cut water use by 89%, and efficiently reuse brownfield land. LCOE, the levelized cost of energy. It's a simple formula. It's the total lifetime cost divided by the total lifetime energy produced. And renewables are the cheapest energy ever built. I want to stop here and directly address the number one objection that I hear from skeptics. Isn't renewable energy too expensive? The answer as of 2024 is a hard no. And Lazard's authoritative LCOE analysis proves it. Solar PV now comes in just $24 to $38 per megawatt hour, unsubsidized. Onshore wind is similarly competitive at $24 to $50. Compare that to natural gas combined cycle at $45 to $180. Or coal at $65 to $166. Renewables are not just competitive, they are the cheapest energy source ever built in human history. When we power Alameda Point's micro data center with locally generated solar and wind, We're not paying a green premium. We're paying less than we would for fossil fuels permanently. And unlike fossil fuel prices, which fluctuate with geopolitical shocks, solar and wind costs are essentially fixed once the infrastructure is built. That's a structural financial advantage for every year the facility operates. Let's learn the economic case for how local infrastructure becomes local wealth. Let's translate the environmental and energy story into dollars and jobs, because that's what matters most to the people in this room. According to Brookings Institution research, every megawatt of community-scale data infrastructure creates between 15 and 25 full-time equivalent jobs. These are not temporary construction jobs. They are permanent skilled positions in IT operations, cybersecurity, solar maintenance, and network management. Many can be filled by Alameda residents with targeted training programs. Next, the City of Alameda and Alameda United School District together spend hundreds of thousands of dollars annually on cloud computing services paid to out-of-state corporations. A local micro data center captures $200,000 to $500,000 of that spending and keeps it circulating right here. And that's 1.8 times local economic multiplier, means every dollar we invest doesn't just stay in Alameda, it grows. This is not charity, this is smart infrastructure economics. Digital equity and community ownership is the heart of what makes this model different from every other data center proposal you'll ever see. Most infrastructure gets built by outside corporations who take the profits back to their headquarters in another city or state. This model is structured as a community cooperative, governed by these 7 internationally recognized cooperative principles. What does that mean in practice? It means Alameda residents vote on governance decisions. It means revenues stay in Alameda. It means local workers get trained and employed. It means every household, regardless of income, gets affordable broadband access because the co-op's mission is community benefit, not shareholder return. Retained wealth, affordable access, and local resilience, those aren't buzzwords. They're the measurable outcomes of cooperative ownership. A community that owns its digital infrastructure owns its economic future. That's not a slogan, that's a structural fact. And now, here's where vision meets reality. Alameda Point is not a hypothetical greenfield site. It's a real shovel-ready location with 4 critical assets already in place. First, wind. The coastal geography delivers constant breezes averaging 12 to 17 miles per hour, ideal for small-scale microturbines. Second, solar. The former Navy base has 5 acres of flat, unobstructed rooftop space, 0 land acquisition cost for the panels. Third, dark fiber. The Navy left behind communication conduits that can be relit as high-speed data routing infrastructure at a fraction of the cost of a new build. And fourth, the 12 kilovolt grid tie. Legacy electrical switchgear means we can interconnect with PG&E immediately. Now here's the key insight for this community. This land cannot be used for housing due to Navy-era hazardous waste contamination. That restriction, which has blocked development for decades, is actually an advantage for data infrastructure. Computers don't get sick. This land is perfect for this purpose. Let me put hard numbers on Alameda Point's renewable energy potential. NREL's PV Watts tool and WeatherSpark coastal wind data give us very reliable projections. The 5 acres of rooftop space on legacy Navy buildings can generate between 10 and 12 gigawatt hours of solar power per year. That's an 18% capacity factor, which is actually conservative for the Bay Area. And in 1 to 3 megawatt microturbines taking advantage of the constant 12 to 17 mile per hour coastal breezes, and you can add another 4 to 6 gigawatt hours. Combined, that puts the site at 85 to 95% renewable self-sufficiency. That means nearly complete energy independence from the grid, lower operating costs, higher resilience, and a dramatic carbon footprint reduction. The site wasn't designed for this purpose, but it might as well have been. For digging deeper into this info, you can visit our website, verdantdata.io, plus you can see our white paper and more. To realize Alameda Point's potential, we apply this 4-pillar verdant model. It perfectly aligns with local renewable energy, edge data, democratic governance, and community wealth generation. Some of you may be thinking, has anything like this actually worked before? Absolutely. In the 1930s, millions of rural Americans had no electricity. The federal government used the Rural Electrification Act and cooperative utility models to bring power to every corner of the country. The result wasn't just light bulbs. It was an economic revolution. Farm mechanization, job creation, and generational wealth building in communities that had been left behind. Today we face the exact same divide, but it's digital, not electrical. BEAD and IRA funding are our Rural Electrification Act. Microdata co-ops are our rural electrical co-ops, and Alameda Point can be the pilot that proves it works in the 21st century. Now let's talk about how we actually pay for this, because the financing stack is one of the strongest parts of this proposal. Nearly half the capital comes from existing federal grants, BEAD broadband equity funds, and community development block grants. On top of that, IRA Section 48E provides clean electricity investment tax credits that directly apply to solar and wind integrated micro data centers. That's a massive cost reduction right there. Then we layer in California iBank green bonds and PACE financing, which spreads repayment over time through property assessments. And crucially, the community co-op holds equity from day one. That means Alameda residents aren't just users of the infrastructure, they're owners. This isn't a risky speculative project. It's a well-capitalized, multi-source funded initiative with proven financing instruments already available today. I want to get ahead of the questions I know are coming. Isn't a micro data center too small to be useful? No. We federate multiple nodes through edge aggregation, scaling compute without concentrating footprint. What about reliability? N+1 battery storage plus the existing 12 kilovolt grid tie means 99.9% uptime. Cybersecurity for a community-run facility? We architect on zero trust principles, actually more rigorous than most legacy hyperscale security models. Water use? Our air-cooled design uses 89% less water than conventional data centers, a major benefit in drought-prone California. And financing? We blend grants, tax credits, PACE, and co-op equity, no single point of failure. Every concern has a clear, proven answer. Now let's talk about what you, Alameda's leaders, can do right now. We've covered the risks and how to address them. The path forward is clear, and it only takes 5 concrete actions. First, establish a zoning overlay so Alameda Point is officially open for micro data center development. Second, authorize a 120-day feasibility study, low cost, high return. Third and fourth, put PACE financing and a green tariff on the books to attract clean energy investors. And fifth, seed the digital co-op so the community holds governing equity from day one. Each step builds on the last. This is how we turn vision into infrastructure. This is our closing call to action. Alameda Point has everything needed to become America's first community-owned 100% renewable-powered data hub, and the rest of the country is watching. This isn't just about technology, it's about who benefits from our digital future. Today, I'm asking you to take the first concrete step. Authorize the 120-day feasibility study. Let's put the future of Alameda's digital infrastructure back in the hands of Alameda's people. Thank you. And you can find us at alamedapoint.org. That's alamedapoint.org. Thank you so much for all your time.